Let's do this!
Ready, set, go!
This is the defendant lobby, alright, but there's no defendant. I've been trying to reach Lana all morning. Where could she be? And where's Emma, for that matter? It almost seems as if... Edgeworth?
I guess I'll read it in. Something's been happening behind the scenes.
It can't be my defendant, and it can't be Emma. Yep, it's Edgeworth. Edgeworth.
Knowing you, you've already figured it out. Who the owner of the 7777777 ID number is, that is.
Well, I have a pretty strong hunch. Looks like I'm not the only one who's figured it out.
You know, the only reason this trial didn't reach the verdict yesterday is because there was still room for doubt regarding this ID record. If that number does belong to whom you suspect, then no doubt will remain. After all, he hasn't officially been charged with anything.
True, not yet.
In any event, once all doubt has been removed from that list, I can call for a ruling. 5 minutes, Wright. IG Prosecutor Sky will be found guilty.
But she didn't do it!
I figured you'd say as much. That's why I came here. To hear what you have to say.
This is the first time he's ever done something like this. Lana's hiding something, and the only way we'll ever know the truth is to draw it out of her.
The truth?
Everything goes back to the SL9 incident.
Don't be stupid. Today's the last day of the trial. We don't have time to reminisce about the past.
That depends on you. If she's found guilty, you'll lose your only chance to find out what really happened.
I'll think about it. See you in court, Wright.
Uh-huh. Just realized Edgeworth ain't got no eyebrows.
Yeah, for real though, if there are people that need to go to sleep, please go to sleep.
Please sleep. Do not skip sleep for the stream.
We literally have a warning right there on the bottom left of the stream to not skip work or sleep for this.
Oh shit, sorry man.
Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Sky.
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Normally this is when the prosecution puts forth his opening statement. But before that, the police chief has a proposal to make.
What? Chief can't.
I like how you just like faded in on that. That's fucking hilarious.
Morning, folks. How's everyone doing? Hey, Reggie. Been back in the pool yet?
No, I've been drowning enough as it is in my work.
Oh, that's a good one. Don't think I can top that.
If you don't mind me asking, Chief, exactly what is this proposal of yours?
I don't like the fading silence. I don't like this wait. Lana, that is to say the defendant, has asked me if she could speak directly to the court. She wants to do what? Having heard what she intends to say, I feel she should be granted her request. In the end, it should save everyone a lot of time and trouble. Yep.
What's this all about, defendant?
I'd just like to make one simple request and I'll be finished.
Well then, what's your request?
Your Honor, I'd like you to put an immediate end to this trial. I confess to all charges against me. On February 21st of this year, I murdered Detective Bruce Goodman in the underground parking lot of the prosecutor's office.
Oh, Lana!
You can't! Your Honor, the defendant's claim does not change the defense's plea. In that case, Mr. Wright, I no longer require your services. Lana! Your Honor, I hereby forfeit my right to an attorney. The prosecution may lack direct evidence against me, but it has sufficiently proven its case through testimony and circumstantial evidence. I would like you to render your verdict now, if you please.
Oh, shit!
Well, the defendant certainly has the right to self-representation, but that's a pretty fucking stupid right. Her request is legally valid, although this is an unprecedented situation. Indeed, it appears there's no further need to continue this trial, even if Mr. Wright may feel otherwise.
This can't be happening!
It appears the time for the verdict has arrived. The court finds the defendant...
Objection!
Edgeworth?
One moment, Your Honor. Mr. Edgeworth?
Thank you, Edgeworth! Get in there!
The prosecution has not yet proven the defendant guilty beyond reasonable doubt. Any ruling at this stage could certainly be premature.
Come now, Worthy. I understand this is a difficult time, but why don't you just be a good little boy and keep your mouth shut, hmm? Oh no, now you fucked with him.
I don't think I care for your tone, Chief Gant.
What?
Creating another fabrication to cover up your past mistakes. Sorry, but I'm no longer the naive little boy you would have me be.
Let's go, Edgeworth!
With the sudden confession from the defendant, it's obvious to me some kind of deal was struck behind the scenes.
Some kind of deal? Not everyone operates as you do, Worthy.
I thought so. Your Honor, the prosecution would like to change its first witness. Oh? To whom? As its first witness, the prosecution would like to call Miss Emma Skye. I request the court hears her testimony.
Mr. Edgeworth, I am exercising my right to self-representation. I don't think we need to
I don't care what you think, Miss Skye. The exposure of truth sometimes results in tragedy. However, no matter how tragic the truth may be, it would be an even greater tragedy to avert one's eyes from it. Very well, the court shall grant the prosecution's request.
Okay. I can't believe I'm saying this. Edgeworth might be one of my favorite characters. I wanted to choke this boy with his fucking necktie, with like neck thing, whatever. Is it an ascot? Ascot?
We're calling it an ascot. I don't give a fuck what anyone be like. Well, actually,
like whatever the fuck his little fluffy neck thing is. I wanted to choke him with it. I see such growth in the boy. He has such great growth. I like it. This has just proven to me how great of a character he can be. He grew on me. Holy shit, fucking Edgeworth grew on me!
Yeah, especially how many times you fucking dunked on him in the last couple of cases.
Exactly, I was so pissed off at this man! I was just like, please, let me shove my heel into your fucking mouth! But like, okay! Edgeworth might be one of my favorite characters. Which is why I you know, Investigations doesn't sound like a bad time. If it's with Edgeworth, it doesn't sound like a bad time.
I mean, I don't know. It was... Nah, never mind.
Okay. I'm just like, okay, the character developing wildland. Alright.
That's okay with you, right, Chief Gant?
Worthy. You'll live to regret this. Mark my words. Miss Emma... Oh, sorry.
Miss Emma Skye, please take the stand.
Cravat. Cravat. It's a cravat. I will be more respectful to his cravat.
Nah, I'm still calling it an ascot.
Looks like Edgeworth has decided to take the horse by the reins. Alright, Emma, get your ass in here.
Now the witness, please state your name and occupation.
My name is Emma Skye. my occupation. I'm Lana's little sister, and I want to be a scientific investigator.
2 years ago, you encountered the serial killer Joe Dark of the Joe Dark killings. Is this correct?
Yes. I'm trying my hardest to forget about that, though.
I'm sorry, but I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to recall those events one more time. Mr. Edgeworth, please remember this trial concerns the murder of Detective Goodman. Is an incident that was resolved 2 years ago really all that relevant? Yes, it most certainly is. Well, okay then.
Thank you, Judge. He sure gave in fast.
Now, please testify about what happened to you 2 years ago.
Basically, Edgeworth's handing me the reins at this point. The trip to yesterday has finally begun. It's bound to lead to the truth behind this trial. Alright, come on, sweetie. I know it's gonna hurt, but come on.
I was waiting in my sister's office that day. A man came running in and took me hostage. Neil Marshall rescued me. I'll never forget what I saw in that instant. The man raised up his knife and stabbed Mr. Marshall in the chest.
That's not correct.
It's a good thing you weren't harmed.
I passed out. I don't remember much.
That's understandable. However, please tell me, Mr. Edgeworth, what does this testimony have to do with Detective Goodman's murder? That will soon become apparent, Your Honor.
You've got to admire him for his courage, considering he has no evidence. But Phoenix, you do.
Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination.
Alright. Well, first things first, I need to have a question with you about a certain detail that is completely incorrect. That must have been a real shock.
Even now, when I close my eyes, I can still see it just as clearly.
Tell us, what were you doing at that moment? I believe you testified that Joe Dark was holding you hostage?
When lightning struck and the lights went out, Mr. Marshall jumped on Dark. I was thrown to the side and the three became wrestling against each other. I'm pretty sure I was watching them.
I don't have any reason to lie. Lana sure does. I need to get Emma to tell me as much about this as she can. In that instant? Here's the thing. I need all of the information that you told me. You're not telling me the entire thing. You're not presenting the entire thing. Can you tell us about that?
Mr. Marshall jumped on Dark. Just then, the lights went out.
The lights?
It was just about this time of year. There was a terrible storm going on. Lightning struck nearby.
So the electricity went out?
Wait a minute. If it was pitch dark in that room, you shouldn't have been able to see anything, right?
Right, but just then lightning flashed again outside. That sudden flash left an unforgettable image of the scene in my mind.
I see.
I told the detective about what I saw then.
The detective?
Yes, Detective Goodman. He was in charge of the case.
Detective Bruce Goodman. The victim. I need to hear more. So you spoke with Detective Goodman about this 2 years ago?
Yes, that's what's so scary about this trial.
And you told Detective Goodman about what you saw?
Yes, but at the time, the words just wouldn't come out. That's why I drew a picture.
Picture. Yes, I think she mentioned that before.
Well, Mr. Wright, have you heard enough?
No, I need to know about this picture. This picture the witness drew. I believe it has a very important meaning.
Objection!
What?
But the list of evidence I was given 2 years ago didn't contain a picture. Witness, would you mind if we added the statement to your testimony?
Yes, Your Honor. I drew a picture of that scene once. It seems to be the—
Hold up. You drew a picture of the scene you witnessed, right?
Yes, I wanted to do everything I could to help the investigation. I can still see it now, whenever I close my eyes.
That's strange. I took over the case after Prosecutor Marshall died. Yet I never received any picture. Perhaps the witness is mistaken?
But I did draw it, I swear! I'm not just imagining it.
This picture that Emma drew. It reminds me. I guess I should check the evidence again.
Well, anyway, let's continue. The scene that imprinted an image in your mind. Can you please describe it to us?
The man. It's not lost. It's right here.
Right? I'm hoping this is right. I'm hoping this is right. Mr. Edgeworth. This little girl put all her heart into drawing that picture. Into drawing it. And yet you would insist on denying its existence.
Huh? Hey, I'm not the bad guy. All I'm saying is that as the prosecutor for that case, I wasn't handed such a picture.
That may well be. But that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Behold!
This is the evidence list for the SO9 incident?
Please turn it over, Your Honor.
Turn it over? Turn it... Ah! What's this?
Yes, what is that?
I didn't even realize. I thought it would be on the list! I didn't even think about looking behind it! I'm stupid! I didn't think about looking behind it! Oh my god, I'm dumb! Ah! I'm so dumb!
Hey, that's it! That's a picture I drew!
Indeed. Two men appear to be wrestling here.
What's the meaning of this? What are you doing with that list?
Me?
Only the prosecutor in charge should have access to that list.
Huh? Huh? These lists, they're different from each other.
What?
It would appear, Mr. Edgeworth, that the evidence list you were handed 2 years ago was incomplete.
Incredible! You did the incorrect formula and still got the correct answer! Mickey's detective instincts kicked in at that moment. Like, yeah, that's fair.
These two lists fit together to form one. You can see the marks here where they were torn apart from each other.
So you see, Mr. Edgeworth, it's quite obvious what happened. 2 years ago, only half of the evidence in the case ever reached you.
What? What?
Order! Order! But Miss Sky, why did you draw your picture on the back of such an important list?
Because that's what Detective Goodman handed me in the questioning room, Your Honor.
Wait a minute. If this list was torn in half, then that's... Your Honor!
Are you alright, Mr. Wright? Your eyes are bulging from your head.
No, I've seen pictures of my eyes bulging from my head, and I'm nowhere close. If the evidence list was torn in half, then there might be more drawing on the drawing on the back of Mr. Edgeworth's list.
Yes, that's quite conceivable. Mr. Edgeworth?
It's possible. Let's see.
The joke of what do gamers not do? Look up. What do lawyers not do? Read the backside of paper.
Is something wrong?
Do you even have to ask?
Sorry, Your Honor. There is indeed something drawn on the back of my list. It's that thing. Blue badger?
The blue fucking badger?
Well, remember, we did... Oh my fucking god.
What?
Do you remember the very beginning of the case?
Yes. Actually, no, it's foggy. Remind me.
the very first video that we saw of this case, we saw that blue fucking badger.
The fucking badger was in the room. That badger was in the goddamn room!
That thing was that was dancing in the evidence room.
Clearly, this act of vandalism is the work of a certain chief of detectives.
I guess he was out of scrap paper. Evidence was destroyed and updated in the report. Hold on! He's gonna look at this shit!
Very well, witness.
Hold it! Fuck off. Fuck off. Shh. The hell? It's sideways?
Why is it sideways?
Wait a minute. Wait. Something's not.
You're thinking of that from the top?
Oh my god, from the top! Fucking get through the fucking thing in his head! Get through the damn thing in his head!
I never would have thought about this.
Oh,
God
that's
damn you.
brilliant as shit! Oh, that's brilliant as shit! Oh, that's brilliant! That's brilliant! Oh my god! That is brilliant! Oh my god! That is brilliant! Oh my god! That is fucking brilliant! Get through the. He fucking went. Yeet! Oh my god! Oh my god, that's fan-fucking-tastic! Oh my god! Oh, that's genius!
Will you please testify about this picture you drew 2 years ago?
Huh? Oh, yes, sir, Your Honor! What's wrong with Emma? She seemed to be thinking about something when she was looking at the picture.
Don't spoil shit.
And now it's a hat?
This is a picture I drew 2 years ago. The flash of lightning was so bright, all I could see were shadows. After that, I must have fainted. This picture shows exactly what I saw in that instant.
No, you're only showing me half the image, sweetheart.
To think a flash of lightning could burn such an image in your mind.
Thanks to that, though, she was able to show us exactly what she saw.
Well, I don't see any contradictions here. This clearly shows Joe Dark about to murder prosecutor Neil Marshall. The defense may now begin its cross-examination.
Alright, no, honey. You're only showing us half an image. I need you to show the other half, please. Did you draw this picture right after the incident?
I think I drew it 2 or 3 days later. At first, I was in such a state of shock that I couldn't do anything.
During that time, the investigation team was reorganized. Detective Goodman was placed in charge, under the direction of Damon Gant and Lana Skye.
2 or 3 days later. The memory should still have been fresh in our mind.
Excuse me, witness. But can you please tell us why this picture is painted all black?
The flash of lightning was so bright, all I could see were shadows. After that, I must have fainted. This picture shows exactly what I saw in that instant.
That's strange. She claims it's exactly the scene that was imprinted in her mind. And yet, there's clearly a contradiction here. Yeah. You can't confirm that it was Joe Dark, first and foremost. Because if this is the insinuation here, then Marshall would be holding up the blade. A few days ago, the flash of lightning was so bright I could see were shadows. After that, I must have fainted. I mean... That include the top part of the picture? Sorry for asking so many times, but are you sure you drew exactly what you saw?
Of course, this is the exact scene!
It wasn't influenced by any way from your talk to the detectives. What?
Are you insinuating we somehow manipulated her memory, Mr. Wright?
No, no, of course not. I better watch out or he might find some way to cut my salary.
I drew this picture before I heard anything from the detectives, so I don't think anyone's story would have influenced me.
Mr. Wright, is there something that's bothering you about this picture?
Huh? Oh, well... That's strange. She claims this is exactly the scene that was imprinted in her mind. And yet, there's clearly a contradiction here. You mean you didn't see the actual murder take place?
No, I'm sorry.
What?
The flash of lightning only drove off the darkness for a split second. Not only that, but the trauma of the situation understandably caused the witness to faint. Do you really need to torture this girl any further?
What? Hey, I'm not the bad guy here.
Anyway, this picture.
Right. Well, this wouldn't necessarily negate the fact that someone's getting stabbed.
Are we sure about that?
Single stab wounds piercing heart and lung, died from blood less than 30 minutes. I mean, are we gonna bring back the fact that she said chest, not back? Okay. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but this picture the witness drew contains a blatant contradiction.
What? But I still remember that it was yesterday.
Mr. Wright, perhaps it would be faster if you simply pointed out this contradiction for us. What part of this picture contradicts the autopsy report?
Can I just I'm thinking it's this. It's a blunt end. It's not a sharp blade. Whatever he was trying to stab him with is not a sharpened point. Take that! The contradiction, of course, lies here. Take a look at the knife and the man is holding. If you look closely, you can see that its tip is broken.
Even I don't have to look closely to see that, Mr. Wright.
But Mr. Wright, look at the evidence. See the murder weapon? The tip is broken too.
If I recall, the tip of the knife was found broken off in the victim's body.
It was a conclusive piece of evidence that proved Joe Dark was the murderer.
I'm afraid it's not so simple, Emma. What?
And where, pray tell, could you possibly see a problem?
It's obvious, really. The victim suffered a single stab wound to the back. If the victim was only stabbed once, then the murder weapon should not yet be broken!
What's the meaning of this?
Perhaps the knife was broken beforehand.
Sorry, but I'm afraid that's not possible. The tip of the knife was found inside the victim's body. If it was broken beforehand, it couldn't possibly wind up there.
That's right. What does this mean?
The tip of the knife was undeniably discovered within the victim's body. The only possible explanation is the witness's memory is mistaken.
That's why I asked her so many times if she was sure if she remembered correctly. I believe you were annoyed at the time, but she was sure she remembered correctly.
But there's no other way to explain this inconsistency.
Not so fast, Mr. Edgeworth. There is another explanation. Have you forgotten already about a little something called falsified evidence?
Treading on thin ice, right?
All I'm saying is that this broken knife tip might be the piece of evidence that was forged. You can't deny the possibility.
So we were right.
Yep. So Dark had a blunt knife? Or was it Marshall that had the blunt knife? I'm willing to bet it was Marshall who took the blade out from his trophy. I don't know. There's a lot of things that could be happening.
Maybe Dark came in and took off the sword?
Maybe.
Are you saying the investigation really was corrupted?
Your Honor, please allow me once again to go over the events that took place the day of the murder. The police department and the prosecutor's office were holding a ceremony that day. After receiving the King of Prosecutors award at the ceremony, Neil Marshall questioned Joe Dark along with Damon Gant. During his questioning, Joe Dark fled the room. Prosecutor Marshall chased after him and was killed by Dark. It is my belief that somewhere in this story, there is a lie.
I'm not lying. That man really was holding a broken knife.
If that's true, then there's no other way around it. This could not have been the actual murder weapon.
You're agreeing?
There must have been another broken knife.
What are the chances of there being two broken knives?
Oh, gee, I don't know. Hey, Edgeworth, you want to bring your trophy around to kind of show off how smart you are?
Gee, Edgeworth, how come Mom lets you hold two broken knives?
Another broken knife besides Joe Dark's. Could there have been one? Nope, there is one. If the witness is this adamant about the accuracy of what she saw, it can't just be explained away by simple observational error.
You're right.
In that instant, Emma really did see a broken knife.
I assume that you have some information about this other broken knife? If so, please feel free to enlighten us.
The murder weapon was already broken prior to the murder. There's only one way. Take a look at this. Here's the real murder weapon. Take a look at my trophy.
If anything's broken here, it's you.
Huh?
I mean, Phoenix is pretty busted in Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Oh, that's not what we're talking about?
No.
I'm sure this must all be very amusing to you, Mr. Wright. But may I remind you that—
Oh, I was wrong? Damn it. Sorry, Your Honor. Murder weapon was... Okay, Oh, the picture. Stupid.
What did you present?
The trophy. The trophy. You know, the thing that's missing the blade. I have to show the blade instead of showing the thing the blade came from. I'm sorry.
That fucking reminded me of Jello's video on Ace Attorney where it's like, you presented the banana. What you needed to present was the photo of the banana.
It's like, yeah, sure, okay. The answer lies in the past. 2 years in the past. Right here inside this picture. The picture... Oh, sorry.
This is a picture of the award ceremony. Ah!
What is it, Mr. Edgeworth?
It's the broken murder weapon.
Notice the reward Prosecutor Marshall is holding.
That's a broken knife!
I am 4 parallel universes ahead of you!
For real.
As we earlier concluded, the knife in the drawing was not Joe Dark's knife. That being the case, the knife the witnesses saw was all in all likelihood from this award.
Order.
I want some shrimp fried rice, and I want a shrimp to fried it.
You telling me your shrimp fried this rice?
See, Neil Marshall was rewarded King of Prosecutors that day. As a reward, he was given this broken shield and a knife. When he chased after Joe Dark, he pulled out this knife. Being a prosecutor, he did not carry a pistol. This broken knife was the only weapon he had in this dangerous situation.
But that can't be.
Oh, and why not, Mr. Edgeworth?
Because if the King of Prosecutors award knife was a murder weapon, then the murderer and the victim would be reversed.
What do you mean?
I mean, this man raising a knife would have been Prosecutor Neil Marshall.
Oh.
Ah!
But the prosecutor was the one who actually died.
That's true. What's going on? Okay.
I mean, it would make sense because he would know that the knife was on the trophy.
Yeah. What I'm thinking. Is that Neil was attempting to kill. Actually, I think Neil might have been attempting to kill Dark. Because apparently, according to his brother, he was capable of killing. And so, however, throwing the vase kind of threw a wrench into things. So I think he was genuinely trying to protect Emma, and it turned from, oh god, prosecuting job, to, oh god, Emma's in trouble. So.
It seems Mr. Wright has been a bit too eager to jump to the conclusion.
Wait! I remember now! I remember everything!
Witness?
Mr. Edgeworth,
What is it?
could you show me your evidence list again, please?
Who's this? The one with that picture scribbled on the back?
I knew it. This picture. I'm the one who drew it.
What?
You drew that?
That's right. The list wasn't torn in half at the time I drew this picture. All this time I've been trying so hard to forget. I must have locked this part away deep inside me.
Perhaps it would be best if we added this to the witness's testimony.
Please and thank you.
Oh no, see, Kawaii Fallout. No, that wasn't a leftover. That was literally just a meme of like these two kids. One of them's holding like 2 hot dogs in his hand, and the other kid goes, "Gee, how come Mom lets you have 2 hot dogs?"
Would you please tell us what you recalled, Miss Sky?
Yes, Your Honor.
First a knife mix-up and now the blue badger? It should be interesting.
Now that's the mix-up.
Nah, that's the fucking vase flying at one of their heads.
When I saw that man raise his knife, I panicked and rushed towards both of them. I think I knocked away the man with the knife. Just then there was another flash of lightning, and that's when I saw the blue badger. He wasn't in the room, but I'm sure I saw his shadow.
This is certainly most unusual.
Try impossible. The chief of detectives hadn't even designed him until this year.
That would mean he didn't even exist 2 years ago.
Yes, well, the defenseman...
Stop!
Bitch, you fucking
please,
interrupt me?
Don't pursue this any further!
Don't fucking interrupt me, bitch.
Lana!
What's the meaning of this? Please remain seated in the defendant's chair.
You can't do this! I've already confessed to the crime! Why can't you just leave it at that?
Chief Prosecutor Sky. We've already come this far. It's too late to turn back.
Silence! The defense will now begin its cross-examination. Bailiff, please attend the defendant.
It seems we're finally getting to the core of the matter. Lana, I'm willing to bet Gant was threatening Lana with Emma. And I think that's what's going on. And I think in doing this, Gant will try and attack Emma. I saw the man raise his knife. I panicked and rushed towards both. Why would you do something so dangerous?
What else could I have done? He was about to stab Mr. Marshall.
He seems convinced that Dark was the one holding the knife. Yes.
But as we just theorized, Mr. Marshall was the one holding the knife.
Well, I didn't know that at the time. And that dark guy knocked me down. All I could think was, I've got to help that other person.
Knocked away the man with the knife. Just then there was an...
Are you sure about this? Of course. See? I even drew a picture of him here.
But it was the chief of detectives who thought of this hideous beast. And that was just this year. The Blue Badger didn't exist 2 years ago. This is all quite verifiable.
I know it sounds strange. I was surprised too when I saw him at the police department. I had this nagging feeling that I'd seen him before somewhere. I finally remember.
Oh, brother. Just when you thought that thing had cause enough emotion.
Tell us, where in the room did you see him dancing?
He wasn't in the room, but I'm sure I saw his shadow.
His shadow? So you mean you didn't see his face with the winning smile and all?
That's right, but I'm still remembering. So remember, he had 3 creepy horns.
This is pointless. That thing couldn't have possibly existed 2 years ago. The witness must be mistaken.
That may well be. But what's important is what caused her to think she saw what she did.
Oh? And I suppose you have an explanation. If so, then by all means, please tell us what the shadow really was.
What was it that Emma saw when the lightning flashed? Who is this Blue Badger really? I think I might know. Blue Badger hadn't even been dreamt up when Emma drew this picture. Yet she's certain she saw its shadow. Ladies and gentlemen, and those who do not bend to the whims of the binary, it is the defense's belief that on that fateful day 2 years ago, there indeed was something that looked similar to the Blue Badger. Something that is now sitting in this very room.
Mr. Wright!
In this room? Very well, Mr. Wright. What is it that the witness saw in that instant? Please show us this mysterious Blue Badger lookalike.
I present to you a lovely lesson in perspective. Take that! The mysterious Blue Badger was in fact this.
But that's... what exactly is that?
I believe it's some sort of jar.
But Mr. Wright, it doesn't look anything like the Blue Badger!
Indeed it doesn't. As it stands now, it's just a plain jar. However, what if we were to change our viewpoint?
Our viewpoint?
I've got to show him the correct angle to look at this from. So I gotta Nope. Is this it? Wait, no. Maybe
I think it's the other way around.
It's the other way. It's the other way. There we go. And then, yeah. So hold on. Yep. There. Yep. Oh, yep. Right there. Look at that. Look at that shit.
Yup. Take that!
This isn't right. I gotta make it more like that. What?
Allow me to remind the defense's case hinges on the witness's drawing. If Mr. Wright can't match the shape the witness draw, we cannot accept this claim.
I gotta find the right angle. Maybe I should just rotate it vertically a little more horizontally.
Come on, Mr. Wright, you can do it!
Gotta show them the correct angle. I was right though. So like, I'm like, because I'm willing to bet. Hold on. I'm trying to match up the width of the head. Does it make sense? I'm trying to match the width of the head with potentially what could be seen. So maybe, I mean, this could be potentially it. Yeah. Wait. Closer. Just trying to. I'm just being like meticulously accurate. Yeah.
Bring it up a little more.
Like up, like this.
Other way.
That's good. Yeah. That's kind of looking like it? Yeah.
It's like a smidge more.
Like that? I feel like... Too much. I'm like, I'm trying to get the perfect fucking angle. You all see it, right? You all see it. I'm not crazy. You all see it, right? Yeah, here. I think this is it. Down? Yeah, like that? Yeah! This has to be it.
Take that!
Well, is this a miracle or what? No one can possibly deny this jar's resemblance to the blue badger.
No, it can't be.
The lid. Freeze!
Order.
Egg drop soup.
The defense has proven its claim. The mysterious blue badger witnessed on the day of the crime was actually this.
Although we all enjoyed Mr. Wright's dramatic performance, one question remains. What's your point?
What do you mean?
So that the badger thing was actually just a jar. That doesn't change anything.
Why was it hovering in the air, Edgeworth?
Objection!
I'm afraid that's where you're wrong, Mr. Edgeworth. You see, this changes everything.
Indeed. Very well then. Please tell us. What's different now that we know the witness saw this jar?
We know that it's different from murder weapon. I'm willing to bet the murderer. Because if this was to clock someone in the head... His location is the same thing. It's in front of the goddamn big-ass fucking window. Murder weapon we already know is the knife that was used in the statue. I'm thinking it's the murder. Allow me to take these in turn. At the moment of the murder, the witness saw this jar.
You could have picked any of them and it'd be fine.
Oh.
At a very specific angle, I might add, Mr. Wright.
Well, yes, well, knowing this, where could you see this jar?
Where?
The location of the jar is shown in the picture taken the day of the crime. It's on a shelf in the office of Damon Grant.
Objection!
Gant.
Yes.
But the body was found lying near Lana Sky's desk. The witness testified so herself.
Yes, and it is these two facts that reveal what actually transpired. You see, the struggle between Dark and Marshall did not take place in Lana Sky's office. It happened on the other side of the room in Chief Gant's office.
Objection!
Are you implying the murderer moved the victim's body? From Damon Gant's office to Lana Sky's office?
Yes.
Or
Yes. I still think he'd throw it, but right now I'm saying what Phoenix is saying. I think Gant fucking threw that thing across the goddamn room.
why would he do that? There's no reason.
Exactly. If there wasn't a reason, he wouldn't have gone through the trouble. The only logical conclusion is that there was a reason.
Do you know what that reason is, Mr. Wright?
I finally figured it out. So this is why Lana tried to stop the trial. It's too late to quit now, though. Please recall the witness's testimony. She says she knocked away the man who was holding up the knife. In the next instant, the jar was hit and flew through the air. Now tell me, what could have sent the jar flying?
That would have to have been the impact the man made when he was knocked into the wall?
Ladies and gentlemen, and those who have not been to the limbs of the binary, may I draw your attention to this picture once more. If the man was knocked in the direction of the shelf in the jar was sitting on, what would he have hit?
The suit of armor, holding a very sharp and dangerous looking sword.
Oh my god!
Which means that it
He
wasn't.
fell onto the fucking spear!
He literally fell on my knife.
The motherfucker fell on a knife! We were right. My brain just went, that spear is important. No, it couldn't be. That spear can't be important. Ain't no way. Oh, fuck it. Oh my god. Oh my god.
It was literally Chekhov's.
Oh my god.
Yes. And since the man who was knocked into the armor was carrying a broken knife, he would have had to have been Neil Marshall, wielding a knife prosecutor's trophy.
No. Mr. Wright, you can't be thinking.
Yes. This is another possibility of what actually transpired in that room.
Another possibility?
Of course, the perpetrator would have had no idea, but nevertheless. I don't know if I can go through with this.
Mr. Wright, what's the matter?
If events took place as the defense theorizes, then the outcome is obvious. In that moment, assuming the man Emma Skye knocked away was actually prosecutor Neil Marshall, that's why Lana was protecting her.
That means Emma accidentally killed Neil.
You mean Mr. Marshall died because of me?
Yeah. I can't scream that loud.
Yeah, it's already like 10 in our time zone.
Oh no.
I never imagined her. Oops, sorry. I got so heavily emotional in this. I'm like, "Ugh."
I never imagined her testimony would lead to this.
And that's why Lana was protecting her. Because either Lana witnessed it
Or she knew.
and Gant used it against her. That's why Gant was holding it against her.
But why?
To control the chief of police, chief of prosecution. Both of them would have been elevated from the promotion because of this incident. But Lana always wanted to be a prosecutor. She never wanted to stay a detective. But with her under his thumb, he could essentially do whatever falsified evidence he wanted. Von Karma thrived under him.
Oh, fuck, you're right.
So it was the witness who took the victim's life, and then proved so with her own testimony. This is unprecedented.
What are you saying? I'm sorry, Miss Skye, but given the circumstances, Joe Dark murdered Prosecutor Marshall. How can you think it was Emma? How dare you try to pin this crime on her?
Imagine that, coming from you. If you recall, it was you who admitted to forging evidence 2 years ago. The reason you moved Prosecutor Marshall's body was to keep anyone else from finding out about what Emma did, wasn't it?
I assure you, Mr. Edgeworth, I have no idea what you're talking about. It wasn't Lana. Lana had no idea. I think Lana had no idea until Gant told her. Lana didn't move the body, Gant did.
It was on his side of the office.
If you hope to have anyone believe your insane allegations, I'm afraid you're going to have proof. Tell me, do you have any conclusive evidence that proves my sister killed Neil Marshall? Evidence? I'm willing to bet you don't.
Yes, it certainly would be difficult to prove this with evidence.
Even if we don't have evidence, then we'll have to rely on testimony.
I'm afraid that won't work in this case. Both parties involved in the incident are dead. We certainly can't get dead people to testify. This has all been a wild goose chase from the beginning.
Touché, Miss Guy. Of course, that only leaves us with one possibility.
You mean there's still another possibility?
What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth?
I mean, the possibility that the victim has left us a message.
What evidence would supply that?
Oh, it's there.
Sorry, I'm like, my brain is like, wait a minute, fucking left a message? What the fuck do you mean? Like, is it, hello? 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 I mean, this doesn't look like a blood splatter. I'll be quite honest, this does not look like a blood splatter.
I was sure about that.
Darker stains must be blood traces of the incident 2 years ago. Only the fragment found in Chief Get's office has remained from me. Now, if only I could fucking see you without your fucking thing! How do I wish I could fucking hide the fucking thing.
Alright, that'd be nice.
Wait a minute. That's an M. Did they write Emma? Did they write... Sorry, I'm like... trying to spin this so I can fucking... You spin me right round, baby, right round!
You can hit X to zoom in.
This is as far as I can zoom in. E. I would be... It's hard to argue if that's an A. But I could see an E and I can see an M. That's hard to argue that this is an A. But I can see no other word that you could possibly put in here. It's fucking Leon all over again. God damn it. It's fucking Leon all over again. God damn it.
Technically, didn't this come first before Leon?
I believe so. Yes.
For better or for worse, Mr. Marshall did not die instantly.
It took him 10 minutes to die.
He may have left behind the name of the person who took his life. In one manner or another.
That's impossible.
Well, Mr. Wright, is the only possibility left to you. A message from the deceased. Does such a message exist?
I've got to take it back to the court record. The real murderer's name that the victim may have left behind. If I'm right, this message from the deceased is already in our possession. Mr. Wright! Will you stop at nothing to prove my sister a murderer?
Do not be mistaken, Miss Guy. Our purpose is not to accuse Emma of any crime. There is only one thing we seek. The truth. No matter how painful it may be.
Now then, Mr. Wright, please show us the piece of evidence that conveys a message from the deceased.
This says Emma. This is the message left by the deceased.
This is that blue badger from before, right?
Oh, he was just going to speak the killer's name.
If that thing could, I'm sure it would.
Looks like everyone's forgotten that this is just a jar. A message was left here, on the surface of this jar.
What do you mean?
If you look closely, you can see a faint trail of blood on this jar.
It looks like someone wiped the blood away.
Yes, but notice. For some reason, the blood on some of the fragments was not wiped away. Yeah.
Yes, there was a line here. Join in blood.
So
So what you're saying?
Wait, can we use the luminol on it?
Maybe? These dots were once lines?
Prosecutor Marshall did not die instantly. He used the few precious moments left to him to leave behind a message.
One that someone apparently wiped away. But blood must have seeped into the jar where the lines changed directions.
Precisely so. All we need to do is connect these points, and the victim's message will become apparent.
No!
Mr. Wright, what kind of message did the victim leave for us?
Your Honor, I believe these bloodstains will reveal to us the answer. Gotta connect these dots to make the letters. There's only one thing the victim would have written, given the circumstances. His murderer's name. Okay. Yeah, alright.
Yeah, that should be it.
Take that!
Like, if you literally can't tell that's an E from that, then this entire courtroom is stupid.
Right. The defense attorney's duty to prove their client's innocence. That's why all I've been thinking about is saving Lana. After all my efforts, I never thought it would turn out like this. Emma.
So this is the final message Prosecutor Marshall left behind.
Of all people, she may not have meant it, but in the end, the one who took the victim's life
Was Emma Skye.